Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेव, जय सुभद्रा माई सुदर्शन, जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेव, जय सुभद्रा माई सुदर्शन, जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पातगामी, नयन पातगामी नयन। जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद स्वामी तिल प्रभुपाद, पतित पावन तिल प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद स्वामी तिल प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद, जय प्रभुपाद तिल प्रभुपाद। तिल प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna devotees. So, Prabhuji, am I audible now clearly?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So today we'll be discussing 30 number shloka. Sorry, 30th chapter of third canto, 6th and 7th shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. So welcome all devotees. So we'll continue the discussion shortly. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Navarayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tado Jayamuni नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवास्य श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सार्वधिभूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदं सहगणा ललिता श्रीशाखारितं तत्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री असदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Okay, I'll read the shloka and then we'll start the discussion. Just a minute. My throat is not so good today, so there may be some disturbance. Apologies for that. So, sixth shloka. Atmajaya sutagar pashudra vinabandhushu nirudamula hridaya atmanam bahumanyate. What translation? Atma, body, Jaya, wife, Suta, children, Agar, home, Pashu, animal, Dravina, wealth, Bandhushu, in French, Niruddha Mula, deep rooted, Hridaya, his heart, Atma, Nam, himself, Bahu, highly, Manyate, he thinks. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Such a satisfaction of one's standard of living is due to deep-rooted attraction of body, wife, home, children, animal, wealth, and friends. In such association, the conditioned soul thinks himself quite perfect. But the so-called perfection of human life is concoction. Therefore, it is said that the materialist, however materially qualified he may be, is worthless because he is hovering on the material mental plane, which will drag him again to the material existence of temporary life. One who acts on mental plate cannot get promotion to spiritual. Such a person is always sure to glide down again to material life. In the association of so-called society, friendship, and love, the conditioned souls appears completely satisfied. Seven sloka. छंद हृदय मान सर्वांग एषाद उद्वदिनः करत्यविरतं मूढो दुरितानि दुराशः. संदग्ध उदयमान burning sarva all anga his limbs esham his family members udvana for maintaining adina with anxiety karoti he performs aviratam always muda the fool duritani sinful activities durasya evil minded durashaya evil minded translation by Singapore. Although he is always burning with anxiety, such a fool always performs all kinds of mischievous activities with the hope which will never get fulfilled in order to maintain his so-called family and society purpose. It is said that it is easier to maintain a great empire than to maintain small family, especially in these days, and when the influence of Kalega is so strong that everyone is harassed and full of anxieties because of accepting the false presentation of Maya's family. The family we maintain is created by Maya. It is perverted reflection of family in the Krishnaloka. In Krishnaloka, there are also family, friends, society, father and mother. Everything is there, but they are eternal. Here, as we change bodies, our family relationship also change. Sometimes we are in family of human beings, sometimes in family of demigods, sometimes family of cats, or sometimes in family of dog. Family, society, and friendship are flickering, and so they are called asat. It is said that as long as we are attached to this asat, temporary, non-existing society and family, we are always full of anxieties. The materialists do not know that the family, society, friendship are here in this material world are only shadow, and thus they become attached. Naturally, their hearts are always burning, and in spite of all these inconvenience, they still work to maintain such a false families because they have no information of real family association of Krishna. Hare Krishna. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रष्टाय भूतले श्रीमने जयपताका स्वामिनिति नामिने नमो आचार्य पदाय निताय उपपदायिने गौरकथा रामदाय नगरग्राम तारिणे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रष्टाय भूतले श्रीमदे भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य दिशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री असदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Just a minute. आत्मजाया सुतागार पशु द्रविण बंधुषु निर्मूल हृदय आत्मानम बहुमन्यते. Such satisfaction with one standard of living is due to deep-rooted attraction of body, wife, home, children, animal, wealth, and friend. In such association, a conditioned soul thinks himself quite perfect. Saruddhamana sarvanga eva esham uddadina Karatyavirtam Mudo Nuritani Durashaha. Although he is always burning with anxiety, such a fool always perform all kinds of mischievous activities with hope which never to be fulfilled and in order to maintain his so-called family and society. Hare Krishna. Okay. So, as we know, this is a chapter. This is basically the adverse nature of the fruitive activities. Lord Kapila is telling to his mother, Devati. Devati is asking very important questions how to get rid of the material bondage of this material world. And so Lord Kapila is telling the Sankhya philosophy. So Lord Kapila gave the Sankhya philosophy here. And Sankhya philosophy means it is like analytical study of material elements and material nature and its purpose and relation of soul and super soul, basically. So Sankhya philosophy ultimately culminates into Bhakti Yoga. Because there is no use of understanding only Sankhya philosophy, dry mental speculation without connecting to Lord Krishna. Lord Kapila is telling all this. So in this chapter, adverse nature, fruitive activities are mentioned. Last chapter, also you are mentioning about the devotional service. Now, why Lord Kapila is mentioning about fruitive activities? Adverse nature of fruitive. Fruitive activity means the activity which we do for ourselves in this material world with a desire of getting the fruit from that activity for our sense enjoyment. That is fruitive activity. So suppose I am working in the office, so we tend why we work in office? Because we say to get money. Then once what I will do with that money? I am talking about in general. So what we'll do with that money? That money will utilize for our family's sense enjoyment, our sense enjoyment. Another thing, which is purely material activity. So I am working in office for desire of fruit of the money, getting money, which ultimately purpose is to enjoy the material life. This is a general consciousness of the living entities, who are not devotees, who are not on devotional platform. So that is called fruitive activity. Now, Lord Kapila explains here adverse nature means it is not very good. Adverse means which is not very favorable or it's not very good. Why it is not good? Let's discuss that. So just to summarize why it is not good, Lord Kapila tells it is not good because that takes away us from Lord Krishna. We get engrossed into those activities. In these two shlokas also it's mentioned. The living soul, such a satisfaction in one standard of living is due to deep-rooted attraction of body, wife, children. In association, the condition sings himself quite perfect. So problem here is, since we are deep-rooted in this material consciousness of fruitive activities, our attraction to material life is very high, and we are not able to understand the higher purpose of this life, human life. We are busy in sense enjoyment associated with this body. We are busy in all the affairs related to body. Let it be family, let it be, all those things. Social life, so-called material life. So, now, it is adverse because it distracts us from the main purpose of human life. That is Atato Brahmacharya. That is to know about the higher principle of life. Let's see some examples. Okay. So for example, there is a one Katha in Purana also. The Lord Indra is the king of heaven. And due to some reason, he falls down with some offense to the great saint, and he falls down to the material Lord. And he takes the birth of hog. You know hog. So hog will move here and there, eat something which is not very, palatable, and he's very, very abominable. He was in conditions, and he was sort of, and we had his family also. We had his children also. This is his family, hog family. So now he was called back to take the position of the king again. He was reminded, oh, this is not your own, this is not real position. Your position is king. So what Indra does? Indra refuses to take that higher position. He said, no, I am happy with my peak family. Now, this is very strong statements. Bhagavatam, that's why he said Bhagavatam will remove all our illusion by doing this by putting this sort of strong statements also, because it is cutting down our illusion of material life. And it cleanses our heart. So Indra denies to go back. Similar, there are hundreds of examples in our day-to-day life also. We also go to, we also are interested in our family life, interested in social life, and you see many things. Many people, they are not interested in taking up anything other than that. Say, for example, some people are some social worker, and they are doing some small social activity which has nothing to do with spiritual activity. And they are engrossed into that activity in such a way they don't want to accept any other higher principle of spiritual life. Who is God? What is the relation with God? Who is the creator? What is the purpose of the creation? Nothing they want to discuss on this. They just want to continue with their whatever activity they have accepted as if it is the final activity. Take a typical example of so-called family person who doesn't have any spiritual knowledge, or is not interested in any sort of spiritual knowledge. Take an example of this. Majority people, they say, no, we have nothing to do with all this spirituality, we have nothing to do with all this God and all that. We don't know who is God. There is no required. We are happy and we are busy in our family life. And in this shloka, first shloka, it is said, surprisingly, conditional thinks himself quite perfect. Although it is such a big illusion, suppose if you are seeing the hog, we can see how abominable it is. But hog thinks is perfect for him. And he will not leave whatever he is doing. Right? This is the way. So in our majority of the human beings also who are not devotees or who are not spiritual, who doesn't have any interest in just material, they are the human beings who are just living on the material life, material platform. They are busy in maintaining that material attachment. Now, and the problem here is everybody is thinking is so happy in that material life. Although Bhagavatam says, or higher authorities, or who can see the truth, they say that no, it is very abominable. But we think that whatever we are doing is so perfect and we feel happy. Although really although in every moment there is a suffering, there is a trouble in every moment in our life, material life. Right? So you can see numerous examples in those lines that everybody in this material world is so illusioned, Maya, in maintaining, say, family or social life or all those material platforms, that people generally don't tend to think about the higher principle. They don't tend to discuss about God, but they tend to get engrossed into those material activities. And that life continues, and over and above they think whatever they are doing is perfect. Although there is a anxiety throughout anxiety. Why there is anxiety? Next shloka explains. Next shloka explains that although he is always burning with anxiety, such a fool always perform all kinds of mischievous activities with hope which is never to be fulfilled in order to maintain his so-called family and society. So while doing so, while maintaining his attractions of the material life, social life, we are in anxiety. Is it not? Yes, every moment there is anxiety. What will happen next? What will happen next? What will happen next? Will I get sufficient money? Will my position will be taken out? Will my, relative will die? Or will I die? Or there will be some trouble, some war, some attack, some theft, and so on. Because Maya is inflicting all those things on the living entity. So this is a material nature where it is ashashvatam dukkhalaya. That is ashashvatam. Nothing is permanent. It's all temporary. Something is good at some particular point of time. Later on, it doesn't exist. It changes, and some new situation comes. Then we try to tackle with that situation. Again, some situation comes, and it's continued. So there is always changing scenario which is temporary, and due to this temporary nature of the material work, we are in anxiety. The temporary or asat, you can call it asat. Asat means which actually is not truth or which is very temporary, which keeps changing. This is the material nature, and we have accepted that material nature as our nature. We feel, oh, this is my body. This is my body. So I am this body. And whatever is relation to that body, say for example, wife, children, friends, relatives, society, nation, we think that is ours. We. Now, problem is, because things are constantly changing and evolving, means it is temporary. And we want permanent things. We want everything permanent. We want job permanent. We want everything permanent. I should not die. My body should be permanent. My relatives should remain as it is. They should not get removed from our life. I should not get any change in my body. I should not face any problem in disease. So we expect everything permanent, happy situation. But in reality, the material nature is unhappy, sort of ashashvatam dukkhalaya. Ashashvatam means temporary, and dukkhalaya means not a very good place of, it's a place of misery. That is the way it is made. And we have accepted that as asat. We accepted this asat nature of this material world as if it is sat, or as if it is our nature, which is asat. So, due to this conflict, due to this constant conflict of our desires versus the actual reality, our desire is to become happy. Our desire is to solve the problems of the material life and be happy. But the actual reality of the material nature is reverse. It will not give you any happiness in that way. So there is a conflict and we become unhappy. And we are in anxiety. The more important point is, we do not have control on the material nature. Means we do not have control on our body. We do not have control on others. We do not have control on material nature. It will go as per its own course. But we are trying to establish a control on the things, on the people. We want to control the people. We want to control the family. We want to control the nation. We want to control the material nature. And in that process, but that's not going to happen. What is not going to happen? The control is not going to be there. Full control. Maybe we have limited control. Yes, we can control our family little bit, but not beyond that. We can control this material nature, do some manipulation of material elements and produce some results. But we don't have full control on it, how it is going to be ultimately at the end for us. Had it been so easy, we would have controlled the death, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. We would have controlled the death, disease, old age. But we are not able to control. Is there anybody who has controlled on the death? No. The most powerful person, let it be anybody in this material. History proves he has died. He has gone through old age and he has some disease somewhere or other. Extent may differ. Somebody would have lived for 100 years, somebody have lived for 110, somebody have lived for only 20 years, somebody would have lived for 50 years. Somebody would have got old age. It may not be that bad. It may be some old age with some basic troubles. Somebody is having miserable life in old age. Diseases also same. Some people have got some disease, some people are more, some people less. But it is common. Birth everybody has taken. Correct? So there is no control. These are the four basic things which we demonstrate clearly that we do not have any control on the material life. Fundamental things which demonstrates. But we still think we want to have control. And there is a conflict and we are under anxiety due to our controlling nature, due to our constitutional nature. We want to be happy, but we are not in right situation to be happy. That is our material life. There is a beautiful example. That example is to shloka in Bhagavad Gita. I'm just reading that shloka. 15th chapter, first shloka. Urdhvamulam udashakam ashwattam prahurvaya avyayam chandasmi yasya parnani yastam veda savedavita. Beautiful shloka. This shloka says that there is a urdhvamulam adashakam, means there is a tree, banyan tree, which is having roots upward and branches downward. That is, this shloka talks about material nature, material world, material nature. In this material nature, there is a something called material nature is an analogy, metaphor. It's a metaphor for material nature. Lord Krishna explains to Arjuna. This material nature is like a tree which is above, roots are above and down, branches are down. It nothing, never is like that, but it happens like this. Branches are down. So, or it's like there's a tree on the bank of water. So you can see the roots higher and then branches going down in the reflection. It's like a reflection of the something else. Ashwattham proud, so it's a banyan tree. It's permanent. It's like it's there. And then the branches, leaves of this tree are like Vedas, Vedic hymns, Karma Kanda and all this. And of course, there are fruits. Those fruits means the fruit which we get from our fruitive activity. So, fruits of the sense enjoyment. Yattam Veda Savedavit means the person who knows the nature of this tree, reverse banyan tree, is a Vedavit, means he really understands Vedas. Very interesting shloka. And actually that is resembling to this two shlokas discussion point. In essentially what it is telling us is this material world is illusion. And to explain that this material world is illusion, there are various metaphors being used. This is one of the important metaphors. That this material world is like a reflection of the tree which is on the bank of river. So original tree will have proper root below and branching, but its reflection will have root above and the branches below. Means it is reverse. Reverse means something not good. Ulta हम बोलते हैं ना, उल्टा हो गया. So means something is reverse means it is not desirable, it is not good. Tree is reverse means what is not good here? What is not good here? The good part here is not basically the ISO branches are below, and it is a reflection. So it's not a reality. So what it means, what this metaphor says that first of all, there is something not good, something is not very good, because it is reverse situation for you, for the living entity. What is reverse situation? Metaphor says that roots are above, branches are below. So it's not a good situation for us. That is what it means. And it's a reflection. Means it is illusion, it's Maya. That's the first thing it meant. That again suggests one thing, means what? It means that if there is some reflection, there has to be original object also. And what is that original object? Original tree. In this metaphor, original tree. What actually it means is basically this material nature is there, it's a reflection, but there is a original spiritual nature, spiritual world, which is reflecting as a material. So everything in material world has got some spiritual replica in the spiritual, which in its original form. And material world is a replica of spiritual world in an illusory form. Means whatever experience we have got here, whatever rasas are here, whatever we taste, we hear, sound, everything, whatever we enjoy here, has this original form is there in spiritual world. Is the family is also there here? Yes. Is there family in Krishna Loka? Yes. There is a friendship here. Is there any friendship in Krishna Loka? Yes. There is a beautiful music here, but it is material. We feel it is beautiful, it's material. But is there any original music there? Yes. Everything, whatever we do here, our experience here as a, in the form of rasa, for our enjoyment, has got its own root into spiritual world. But that is like an original tree and this is like a reflection. Means in the sense ki here we experience all these things, rasa, our family life, everything, but this is temporary. And it is on a material platform. Hence, it is flickering, it is changing. It's not going to last long for a long time. And that's not going to make us happy because that is not our material nature. The difference in this original and the difference which makes original and the reflection is what? Absence of something. Original means absence of Lord Krishna, spirituality. In the material world, sorry, in the spiritual world. Here in material world, absence of Lord Krishna. And that is making it reflection. Because it's not reality. Why it's not reality? Because our constitutional position is to serve the Lord Krishna, Satchidananda. Here in material world, we don't want to serve Lord Krishna. We don't want to be serving ourselves. And anything related to our body, we want to serve that. But in spiritual world, in the original constitutional position is serving Lord Krishna. Hence, that makes the thing original. Absence of Krishna makes the material world temporary or reflection, Maya, illusion. Of course, I'm not saying that Lord Krishna is not present in material world. He's there. He's there everywhere. Material world belongs to Lord. Lord's Krishna thing, Lord's energy. Spiritual world is also his energy, internal energy, external energies, material world. That way, he is there everywhere. But what I mean is, the consciousness of the living entities in this material world about Lord Krishna's service is missing. And that is in that way, Lord Krishna is absence of Lord's means that's the absence of consciousness of Krishna consciousness in this material world. That's why it is making the things illusional. That is how it is. So this is a Urvamulam Adoshakam. This is a material world. So, due to this illusion, next shloka says people are in constant anxiety. Although they are in anxiety, we feel it is going to make us happy because we are in illusion. And we continuously start putting efforts in becoming ourselves happy, family happy, by earning money, by doing so many things, I'll be happy. We continuously do that, although it doesn't work. But very few people know that because they are ignorant. But devotees, when we are understanding Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita slowly, we understand, oh no, this is an illusion. Hmm? And we should always serve the original. We should we should aspire for the original. So we are also looking for rasas. We are also looking for the relations. We are also looking for the friendship. But it should be with Lord Krishna. And of course, that means it's not that only Lord Krishna will have relationship. Lord Krishna is the original relationship. And whatever comes, other living entities are also related to Lord Krishna. So we get connected with everybody through Lord. That is a real relationship. That is a real friendship. So there is a eternal pastimes, eternal relationship going on in the spiritual world, which we should aspire for. But that we don't aspire for, although that is our original and that is going to make us happy. Instead of having such a perfect location, perfect world for us, destination for us, we don't take that. That's what this shloka means. Why? Due to our illusion of material nature. And we are deep dived into that water where that reflection of tree is there. We are deep dived to catch that tree, but we are not able to do. So that's the illusion. But we don't want to come out because we have got a lot of attraction to that illusion, illusory tree, reflection tree. That is why. And what is that attraction? As I explained, that whole attraction or that whole activity is nothing but trying to satisfy the senses, trying to satisfy the body, getting attached to the bodily relations, and trying to do everything around that body. And then activities comes, karma comes, then results comes, then more karma comes, then more results come, good or bad. And we are in that network of all that branches and leaves of that illusory tree. And we don't come out of that because we are engrossed into that reflection. That is why Lord Kapila says this sort of mentality of having too much fruitive activity for our sense enjoyment, our body sense enjoyment, or for our own relative sense enjoyment is the adverse thing for spiritual life. And that prevents living entity to inquire about God, inquire about relation with Lord. And that keeps us happy, so-called happy, not a permanent happy, so-called happy. Although there are so many anxieties, but that keeps us busy in so-called happiness and trying to mitigate the problems which are inflicted. But the problems are not going to stop, and our struggle is not going to stop, and it's going to continue. That's the nature of material world, of course. But while saying so, Bhagavatam not only tells the this truths, problem statement, it tells the solutions. Going further on many other Bhagavad Gita and even in that metaphor which I give, Udva Mula Vadoshakam, next shloka, if you see, solution is given. What is solution? We are to abandon the mentality of the enjoying the material nature, which is independent of Krishna. We have to abandon that mentality. We have to catch hold of the mentality of enjoying with Krishna, utilizing this by utilizing his resources of this material world and spiritual world for satisfaction of Krishna. And in this way, we get connected to Krishna. The original relations, original spiritual body, original rasas or original relationship gets revived. And whatever we are doing here, same thing is spiritual world, but it is an original path. And thus we become eternally situated, which is our Satchidanand Swarupa. This is the whole crux of the Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam is telling us, you come out of this reflective, illusory material world and catch hold of the lotus feet of Lord to go back to the spiritual world. But very important slokas, how living entities are so fooled or so illusion that they never think of coming out of this material world due to this illusion. And Lord Kapila going further explain that how to come out of this illusion. But Lord Kapila is telling us our situation, precarious position in this material world, which is very awkward or it's embarrassing thing. So, as a devotees, we know we have understood spiritual material life. We are understood in reflection. Of course, that doesn't mean we should leave everything on one fine day, leave everything and go. No, nothing like that. Because we can't. That's not the way. The thing is, wherever we are situated, we should change our consciousness of. We should get a real knowledge. What is the knowledge? Oh, this material world is temporary. It is a reflective. There is a original thing. So understand about original life, original spiritual world. Understand about temporary material nature. Understand you, understand Lord. And continue this material world till we have got this body by changing the consciousness to Krishna consciousness, continue those activities. Because if you, same activities, whatever we are doing now for family society, if you use those activities for converting them into Krishna consciousness, that's the best perfection of human life. Living the material life is not a best thing. Living the material life it is basically changing the consciousness and utilizing all the resources to the right way. And for the service of Krishna is the real thing. So that is the whole thing. It's not that we should abandon the family life because it's said here. But Bhagavatam tells me Bhagavatam is talking about the family life of the person who doesn't have any understanding or any interest about the spiritual life or Lord Krishna's service. For them, this is but for devotees, yes, we understand. Yes, this material life is temporary. So we don't get attached to it. We don't have that durashaya, means we don't have that evil-minded or difficult to fulfill sort of attitude. We don't get into that durashaya, means trying something which is not possible. We don't get it. We say, yes, we know material life is temporary, but we have got this body, we have got some duties to fulfill. We will do. And we do it perfectly. But internally, we are attached to Lord. We are slowly trying to attach to Lord, changing our consciousness, which will take us away from this bad consciousness of material life and situate ourselves into the new consciousness. That's the whole purpose. That's the whole way it works. And it continues. And then slowly we understand by knowledge how it is. We see everything what I mean to say, we see everything in a right perspective. We see everything as a reality. So original tree. So currently we are dived in the water and then find out, trying to get on the reflective tree. But with knowledge, we come out of all this. We see there is the original tree, there is a reflection. And we see everything in right perspective. That is why this metaphor shloka says that whatever the person who sees this as a whole tree is the whole reflection of the tree as well as original tree. The whole scene the person is able to consolidate. And in that way, he is able to see the real perspective. The whole thing is real perspective. And that is why then he becomes Vedavit. Vedavit means who knows reality about the Veda, who knows the real purpose of or real spirit of Veda, Vedavit. So this is how it is. So this is what we are going to do now as a devotee. That we are going to see everything right perspective. We are not going to reject anything. We are going to see everything right perspective, utilize the whole thing in right perspective, and connect ourselves to God. That's the whole devotee's mission of the life. And he works towards it. He doesn't reject anything and go back to Himalaya. No. He He sees everything in right perspective, utilize this material resources for service of Lord Krishna and continue. So that's the whole thing. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share today. I think any question, not many devotees today, but whatever questions or comments or suggestions we can discuss, and then later we can close. Hare Krishna. So any, and it's a very nice 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. It starts first sloka is this metaphor which I explained. Udvo mula madhu. Come and then continue. Which is resembles to this sloka. Hare Krishna. Any comments, questions? You can put otherwise you can.
Nicely explained, Prabhu.
Ah,
On this material nature and roots of that tree, inverse
yeah.
part and all, it was like very clear.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Usually we'll see in the material nature like that only.
yes, Prabhu. Correct. Yes, true. Okay, so if there are no questions or comments, then we will close the session uh, and then continue our spiritual activity nicely. And okay, so we'll close the session. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jai Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.